Hey, Coach King. So we're here, and you're two tournaments into fall ball now. So talk a little bit about how the fall season is going so far.
Well, we've really, spent a lot of time with our kids as far as gelling the team together. We've got a lot of new faces, um, and really kind of getting an idea of what we're looking for as coaches, and then the players who are returning and those players who are new to the program have really come together, and really we feel like this could be our most athletic group ever, probably in the history of Syracuse University. However, athleticism doesn't always equate to those wins, and that's going to be our goal here, is pulling all that together and trying to get them to play at the highest level possible and taking advantage of all the different skills. I feel like we've done that pretty well to this point, and maybe even a little ahead of where I thought we might be. We've got a tremendous amount of speed that we've added, and some power, and through our first 6 games we've got I believe 7 home runs. We've got various triples, doubles. So we've taken advantage of some of the power we've added, also the speed, and the kids are doing a good job. I mean, there's certainly a lot to do yet, but I feel like they've come together pretty well at this point.
Now, in fall practice, you guys are together mostly every day. Has there been a specific focus on what needs to be improved, or has it just been a little bit of everything trying to improve across the board?
Yeah, really, it's been the focus has really been on kind of learning our program and learning our styles as coaches, and really, the drill work we do, we're going to really focus on a lot of the small stuff. So we pay attention to detail, and that's what we do every day, and our practices are kind of scheduled around that, and I think that's what the kids are learning. So really, our focus has been let's attend to the small things, and then the big things will take care of themselves. So, an example would be we weren't real sharp this weekend in our first game, and from a defensive standpoint, and those are things we need to work on. Now, of course, we scored 15 runs, which it could hide that piece that we weren't real good defensively. However, we're not going to let that slide by. We need to attend to that and say we need to be better. It really should have been 0 runs, or we talked to the kids about even the last batter hit a home run in the 7th. Well, if we would have attended to the small things and taken care of those sure outs early on, that batter would have never even gotten in at bat in the 7th inning to even have a shot to do that, because they would have been 3 or 4 batters short of even getting around the on-deck circle. So, those are the things we want to pay attention to if we want to get the program to that next level.
And then your last game series is coming up this weekend. What do you hope to see from the team, or what do you hope to accomplish in that game before heading into individual workouts and then getting ready for spring?
Well, we're really, with just one game, it appears, left, as another one looks like it got canceled on Sunday. Our goal is going to be continued progress, and that is as much mental as physical. And one of the things we'll look for from a hitting standpoint is we're looking for kids that are going in the box with a plan. And we talk about the kids often about how do we want to approach our at-bats and what do we want to do when we're in the box. And just because we make an out doesn't mean we had a poor at-bat. And I guess that's where we want to get to. Do we learn from our at-bat? Do we take more information with us to our next at-bat? And are we able to then have a better opportunity to be successful every time we go up to the plate? So from a hitting standpoint, that's where we want to be. From a defensive standpoint, although we continue to move kids around and move kids into different positions, our goal is that people start to understand where they're supposed to be in space. And the challenge defensively is that our game continues to, as a ball is put in play, there's never any way we can prepare for each individual situation. So kids need to be able to understand the game, read the game, and continually be in movement within space to get in the right position. So, our goal is that they start to understand the game on their own, because the game's too fast. We cannot continually tell them where they need to be, and there's not always a right or wrong. Sometimes they just have to have a feel for it. So, our goal is that the kids understand it, they start to get a grasp of what we're looking for, and then we just allow them to play it and see where they're at.
Okay, so as we now begin to wrap up coming in October, you'll be wrapping up the team part of the workouts and moving to individuals. What do you want to accomplish moving forward, heading into winter before spring season starts?
Well, definitely the challenge for us is the weather gets cold here, moving inside. Defensively, you really need to pay attention to the form and to what you're doing from a defensive standpoint, especially on fielding grounders. We're going to be on turf. You're always going to get pretty good hops. It's not going to be like outside. You can fall into some laziness, so to speak, in fielding your grounders and doing that kind of work inside. So we really need to, again, stay attuned to detail and make sure that we're keeping good form, that we're moving our feet, that we're doing the right things. From a hitting standpoint, our goal is going to be continuing to work on, one, understanding ourselves, and what I mean by that is all hitters are going to naturally be better in some areas than others. We're going to hit certain pitches better than other pitches, and that's just the way it is. Nobody hits all pitches equally well. So we're going to start to understand ourselves as hitters better, understand what we'd want to look at and what we'd want to get early in an at-bat or early in a count, and to hit. And then we're going to work on some of those weaknesses as well to minimize those, and try and bring all pitches a little closer together to what we can be consistently successful with. So, and the strength too. Our kids need to continue to work on some of those things. And really, one of the greater challenges we have as a spring sport is going to be that layoff time. And our kids need to buy into the fact that when we leave after exams, we have 6 weeks really where the kids are hands off, and so we can do all this preparatory work. But when they leave, then there's 2 things that can happen. They can either drop back, take some time off, go home and not really spend the time to continue to maintain what we've worked on, or they can go, we've got a plan, we've got a purpose, this is what we want to accomplish this year. And I believe everybody's bought into that, and that's going to be the goal. When they take that 6 weeks off, they're going to need to go home, and they're going to need to spend some time maintaining, so when they come back with 15, 18 days before we play our first game, we need to be sharp when we get back, not build back into sharpness. So, and then certainly as the year progresses, then we can evaluate more and look at some things from there.